Hi yogis, and welcome to today's practice. Today is all about grounding ourselves, finding a place where we feel secure and stable. We'll really be focusing on balancing our root chakra through many of these poses. You'll find that throughout our practice today, we're really just going to be focusing on how we can feel secure, stable, grounded, and just really feeling our best selves. So let's begin seated. If you have a blanket for under the hips, you can fold it up and put it under your seat and just come to a comfortable cross-legged position here. And we will begin with hands either on the knees or on the thighs, wherever it feels comfortable, and closing the eyes or casting the gaze down, whatever feels better for us today. And just beginning to bring our attention inward, becoming aware of how we're feeling, and letting go of anything that doesn't serve our practice today. So don't think about anything that happened before you came to your mat. And don't worry about what's going to happen after you're done with your practice today. Just being present and in this moment. And noticing just how we're contacting the ground right now. So notice your sit bones, your ankles or your feet. And as you begin to deepen your breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Imagine that you are planting roots, right? Imagine like a tree, you are the tree, and roots are spreading out below you, keeping you grounded. And I always like a good intention for the practice. So for this grounding practice today, it can be as simple as I am safe, I am strong and stable, or perhaps your intention can be that you are exactly where you need to be at this moment. Focusing on our intention for the practice with a few deep breaths through the nose and out the nose. And when you're ready, if you don't already have your hands on your knees, bring your hands onto your knees. You can keep your eyes closed here or you can open them, whatever really feels good for you today, whatever makes you feel powerful and safe in this very moment. And leading with the left shoulder, we'll begin to do some hip circles, right? So left shoulder comes forward, chest all the way around. And these circles can be as big or as small as you want them to be or as you need them to be. Round and around. Leading with that left shoulder, you can go really deep and really far back. And then switching directions, so bringing the right shoulder forward, making these big or little circles. Noticing how we're contacting the ground again. Are we rooted? Are we coming up on our hips? How can we stay more grounded as we move here? Coming back to center. And we'll bring our arms and hands behind us. So fingers can be pointing in towards the body, or they can be out. And then just gently leaning back and opening up the chest. You can keep the chin tucked if it feels better, or you can let the head fall back. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, walking the hands forward as you come into this seated forward fold. And it can be any amount. Keeping that seat grounded, those sit bones grounded. And again, walking the hands up to bring us up to sitting, bringing the arms and hands behind us, planting the hands firmly, opening up through the chest. Inhaling back to center, walking the hands forward, coming into this seated fold. Take a breath here. See how you are contacting the earth, how you feel grounded. Inhale, walk the hands up, coming back up to a neutral spine and seated. Next, we will extend our legs out. So we're going to come into staff pose. I'm going to turn, you don't have to. You can stay on your blanket now if it feels good. And just extending the legs out. You can have a slight bend in the knees if you want, but you really want to keep the legs engaged. So quads are engaged, feet are flexed, and then our hands come alongside the body. So we're lengthening through the spine, coming into staff pose, Dandasana. Shoulders are down and back. Legs are working. And when you're ready, we'll come into a forward fold again. So again, you might find a little more bend in the knee, feels more comfortable here. And inviting the belly towards the thighs. And we can make this a little bit more passive. So if you want to have the palms facing up, you can even round the back, letting the chin fall. Whatever feels good here. Finding our intention again. When you're ready, walking the hands up, straightening. And now is a good time to remove the blanket from under the seat, so you can just move it off to the side. And we will bring the palms behind us, fingers pointing inwards this time, planting the soles of the feet onto the mat, and we'll come into a reverse tabletop. So lifting the hips up. And again, you can look forward, keeping the chin tucked, or if it feels good, you can let the head go back any amount. But keeping sort of track of how we're contacting the earth, pressing through all four corners of the feet, pressing through the ball mounds of the hands. Exhale, release down. You can sort of give your hands a break here. Circle the wrists around. And we'll come and we'll do this one more time. So planting the hands, planting the feet. And when we're ready, inhaling, hips lift up. Chin is tucked. Or head is tilting back. Whatever feels good today. Exhale, release the hips down. Give those wrists a little circle again. That can feel really intense in so many places, that pose. Next, we'll come onto hands and knees as we plant our hands firmly on the mat, tops of the feet on the mat, and we'll move through some cat and cows. So dropping the belly, lifting the chest. Exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin in. pressing away from the mat. Inhale, drop the chest. Exhale, round the back. Cat pose. And then just moving here on your own breath. This can be as big or as little as it feels good today. You can even move around however it feels good, just as we warm up our spine today. And then pressing back when you're ready into child's pose, big toes together, knees wide apart, hands forward. Knowing that you can come to child's pose at any time in your practice. Repeating your affirmation, focusing on that intention for the practice, staying grounded. When you're ready, rising up, untucking the toes, pressing back into downward facing dog. Can pedal out the knees here. Finding the breath. When you're ready, walk, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Perfect. Now we'll move through some modified sun salutations. So this sun salutation variation is specific to feeling grounded, to balancing our root chakra today. So it may look a little bit different than the sun salutations you've done before. We'll move through them a little bit slowly, and then we will flow on our own through them. So beginning in our mountain pose with our hands at heart center, we'll inhale the arms up, palms facing each other, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step the left foot back, coming into a low lunge. Pressing back all the way to downward dog. Exhale, bringing the knees down, pushing back child's pose. Inhale, rise up, untuck the toes, back to down dog. Right foot steps forward, followed by the left, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll go again, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping the right foot back, planting the hands, pressing back, downward facing dog. Exhale, bringing the knees down, pressing back, child's pose. Inhale, rise up, uncurl the toes, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, low lunge. Left foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Next, we'll flow through 2 rounds of these sun salutations, and I will not cue them, so just move at your own pace. Move with your own breath. Find that flow that makes you feel strong and stable in your practice today. So let's begin. Hands at heart center. We should all be finding our way to the top of our mat. Hands at heart center. Breath is even and steady. Finding our balance in our feet. Noticing how we're contacting the earth. And when you're ready, we will move into tree pose. So grounding down through the right leg, bringing the left foot to the ankle, to the calf, or to the inner thigh. Finding that balance today. It changes from day to day, right? And as you stand here, feeling balanced in our tree pose, imagine roots extending down under the earth from our right leg, feeling secure, feeling stable, knowing that this is where we should be at this very moment. When you're ready, releasing the left foot down and stepping back into high lunge. Arms up, slight bend in the back knee, right knee over the right ankle, but not past, can be a little behind. Open up warrior two. Heel to heel alignment. Grounding down through the feet, lifting up through the body, reaching out through the fingertips. And when you're ready, straightening the front foot, front leg, reaching with the right fingertips, kicking the left hip out, coming into triangle. Take a breath. Inhale up through the fingertips, reverse your triangle, left hand on the thigh, right arm up. Releasing the right hand down, pivoting the left toes, coming back to mountain at the top of our mat. Hands to heart center, feeling grounded. Beginning to shift the weight into the left foot as we come into tree pose on the other side. Finding the variation where we feel strong and secure. And as we find our balance in tree on the left side, imagining those roots extending into the ground from our foot, feeling strong, feeling grounded, feeling rooted. When you're ready, releasing the right foot, stepping back, high lunge. Arms are up. Pressing through the back heel of the right foot. Fingers are bright, engaged, shoulders are relaxed. Open up warrior two, heel to heel. When you're ready, straightening the front leg, kicking the hip out, reaching out through the left fingertips. Reach, reach, reach until you can't reach anymore, and then bringing the left hand to the thigh, the shin, or the floor. Right arm reaches up. You can always bring the right hand onto the hip if this feels like too much. Keeping a micro bend in the front knee. Shoulders are aligned, chest is open. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips. Coming back, warrior two. Releasing the arms down and stepping to the top of the mat. In mountain pose, hands to heart center. Steady the breath, steady the mind. Bringing the feet as wide as your mat. Heels are in, toes are pointing out. We'll come into a yogi squat. So if you have your blanket or if you have a block or anything, you can put that under your seat as we lower down. So we'll begin to bend the knees, lowering down, keeping the chest open. You may find that this is as far as you squat, and that is beautiful, and that's where you should be. You can continue to test, to see where you go, coming all the way down. Again, putting a block under the seat if you need it. Elbows, pushing the knees open, hands at heart center, chest is open, feeling grounded, balancing our root chakra. Take a couple breaths here. Slowly sit back. Bringing the feet in front of you, we'll come into boat pose. So shifting back a little bit, keeping the chest open and bright, and lifting the legs. You might find that you want to hold on to the backs of the thighs. That's perfect. You can extend the hands in front of you. You can even straighten the legs. Wherever you are today is where you need to be. Feet are pointed. Exhale, release the feet down. Take a breath, and we'll go one more time in our boat pose. Again, finding the variation where we feel secure and stable and grounded, like nothing is going to take this boat down. Exhale, release, and slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time, onto the back. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a good hug. Rock side to side. And when you're ready, bring the arms out to the side. You can have them in cactus or straight out. And then slowly exhale the knees over to the left as we come into a supine spinal twist. And gazes up at the sky or over the right shoulder. Inhale the head back up, knees come to center. Exhale, let the knees release down to the right. Gazes over the left shoulder or up towards the sky. Feeling that amazing supported spinal twist. Inhale the knees back to center. Bring the arms around. Give yourself one more hug here. And then extending the legs out as we come into Shavasana. So relaxing all the muscles. Letting the shoulders fall towards the floor. Letting the earth support you. Maybe even again imagining those roots growing from all the places where you contact the earth, helping you stay grounded, creating stability and balance. As we come into Shavasana. Stay here as long as you need. Feeling the support of the earth below you. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.